Thank you for everybody. Good morning. Schmit, komisarioa, baita ere Europar Batasuneko arduradunak, ministeritzako agintariak, eta Europako lurralde ezberdinetatik etorri zareten arduradun guztiak, egun on. Guretzat, plazer bada Nazioarteko Lanbide Heziketako kongresu hau antolatu izana. Ongi izan zaitezte Euskadira, bienvenidos y bienvenidas a Euskadi, welcome to the Basque Country. Ilusio handiarekin antolatu ditugu egun hauek, eta seguru nago ikuspuntu ezberdinen parte hartzeak, esperientzia ezberdinen trukaketak asko aberastuko duela topaketa hau. Es realmente un honor organizar este encuentro. El pasado mes de junio tuvimos la oportunidad de mantener un encuentro con el comisario Schmit en su despacho, en sus oficinas de Bruselas. Fue una reunión valiosa, interesante, sobre todo porque constatábamos lo que, por otra parte, es nuestra ambición, y es que Euskadi también trabaja totalmente alineada con las políticas marcadas por la Unión Europea y que para Europa Euskadi también representa, un referente dentro de lo que puede ser el ámbito de la formación profesional. Y además lo decimos con humildad, pero con orgullo. Queremos seguir creciendo, queremos seguir mejorando la formación de nuestro alumnado y las respuestas a nuestro tejido productivo, las respuestas a nuestras empresas y las respuestas a nuestra industria. Y lo vamos a hacer de la mano de la Comisión Europea. Son muchos años caminando juntos, afrontando diferentes retos. En este caso hablamos de crear una red de centros de excelencia, de reforzar vínculos entre centros y también entre países. Y ya estamos dando además los primeros pasos desde Euskadi. Ya tomamos parte en esa red, pero todavía queda mucho camino por hacer. Y cuando lleguemos, todavía quedará más camino por hacer. Estoy convencido de que en este foro van a salir nuevas ideas, nuevos enfoques, nuevos proyectos. El valor de la colaboración nos da permanentemente sus frutos y queremos continuar trabajando de ese modo. Ziur nago foro honetan ideia eta ikuspegi berriak aterako direla. Lankidetzaren balioak bere fruituak ematen dizkigu etengabe eta horrela lan egiten jarraitu nahi dugu. Berriz ere, eskerrak eman dizkizuet foro honetan parte hartzagatik. Espero dut Euskadiko egonaldia aprobetxatuko dezuela eta espero dut lan egiteaz gain gure herriaz gozatzeko denbora izango dezuela. Gaur saiatu gea y hoy también en la introducción de este evento hemos podido conocer elementos importantes de nuestra cultura, con el agur jaunak a modo de salutación y con el agurra también ese respeto hacia los que vienen a visitarnos. Bioz bihotzez, benetan, gurekin etortzeatik, eskerrik asko. Esta mañana, el lehendakari, nuestro presidente, no ha podido estar presente en este acto de inauguración, ya que todos los martes tenemos, al igual que también el Consejo de Ministros, pues también nosotros tenemos la reunión de Consejo de Gobierno. Yo he conseguido no estar en el Consejo de Gobierno y estoy aquí, pero el lehendakari, nuestro presidente, tiene que estar presidiendo el Consejo de Gobierno. y les ha querido trasladar su mensaje a través del siguiente vídeo.
Herri agintari eta ordezkariok, Schmit komisarioa eta Europako Batzordeko arduradunok, foroan parte hartzen duzuen herrialdeetako ordezkariok, jaun Andreok egunon, ongi etorriak, be welcome to Euskadi Basque Country. Ohorea da guretzat zuek Donostian hartzea. Ohorea da sarean lana egitea eta Lanbide Heziketaren Bikaintasuna sendotuko duen foro honi ongi etorria ematea. Laugarren industria iraultza eta digitalizazioa oldarka sartu zaizkigu, indarrez gainezka, eta indar horixe da bestelako mundu baterako bidea abiarazten duena. El mundo gira a nuestro alrededor bajo el impulso de nuevos valores, culturas y prioridades. En Euskadi trabajamos con un objetivo claro, el progreso. Un progreso basado en el desarrollo humano sostenible, que afiance una sociedad del bienestar. Para asegurar el bienestar debemos reforzar dos aspectos, conocimiento y comportamiento. La formación profesional es conocimiento, porque avanzamos hacia un futuro tecnológico e inteligente. Y es comportamiento, porque impulsamos la creación de riqueza y atendemos a quienes se pueden quedar atrás. Etorkizunerako espazio berria diseinatzen ari gara. Europa mailako lankidetzan eta bikaintasunean oinarritzen den espazioa. Horretarako, Lanbide Heziketako ikastetxeak indartzen ari gara, eta gauzak ondo egiten baditugu, etorkizuna liluragarria izan daiteke. Los procesos de transformación deben ser procesos de innovación, impulsados y desarrollados a través de redes colaborativas. La Comisión Europea, con el impulso del comisario Schmit y su equipo, ha puesto en marcha una iniciativa de gran importancia estratégica, una formación profesional innovadora, de excelencia y orientada a crear redes de colaboración. En esta iniciativa, los centros lideran plataformas de excelencia en las que participan diferentes países. El objetivo es llegar a 100 centros de excelencia para 2027. Esta iniciativa va a reforzar la formación profesional y la competitividad del tejido productivo europeo. Gracias por organizar y participar en este foro internacional que ambiciona una Europa con más y mejor conocimiento, comportamiento y colaboración. Nazioarteko Foro honetaz eta Donostian eta Euskadin egingo duzuen egonaldiaz gozatzea opa dizuet guztioi. Eskerrik asko.
Dear Minister, dear Secretaries of State, dear Member of the European Parliament, dear friends, dear participants, it's for me a great pleasure to be here in San Sebastián to participate in this forum of excellence for vocational training. I think there are not so many places to hold this kind of forum, because when we talk about excellence in vocational training, certainly the Basque Country is the place to be. You have shown really through all the efforts that excellence is possible, but excellence is not one moment, it's a process. It's permanent, a permanent investment in people's and especially in youth talents. So thank you for organizing this forum and thank you for all your efforts. Well, the forum's topic comes at the right time because the devastating war in Ukraine and the resulting energy crisis have highlighted the crucial role international cooperation and especially also renewable energy have to play. This new reality requires us to accelerate the clean energy transition towards the vision laid out in the European Green Deal. By 2050, the European Union aims to be the first climate-neutral continent worldwide. These ambitious plans of an innovative, inclusive, and sustainable economy will not materialize automatically. The transition requires companies, but also all stakeholders, schools, providers, education providers, and finally people, to adapt or even fundamentally change the way how we produce, the way how we work, the way how we educate. So we are in midst of a period of deep transformation. But talking about transformation and change in the Basque Country, you know through your experience, like many other regions in Europe, what transformation can mean. Well, it can mean a positive way. It can also mean a very painful way. And your country experienced, in some decades ago, a more painful way of transformation. But you managed to overcome this difficult moment, this difficult way, by investing in people, by investing in good education, by investing, as the President said, in not just in knowledge, but also in behavior, in attitude, in values. So again, my congratulations for the efforts which have been accomplished. We know that this transformation we are going through is a huge challenge and must go hand in hand with equipping the workers, the young, and I would say all the citizens with the skills needed. This is crucial for Europe's competitiveness, but equally necessary to leave no one behind. It is the issue of social cohesion. It's also the issue of territorial cohesion. We have one major asset in Europe, and this major asset is the asset of solidarity. It's solidarity in our societies, it's solidarity between regions, it's solidarity between member states. This is what makes Europe strong. Without solidarity, we will not be able to face the big challenges and come to positive results for all of us. Skills shortages and mismatches are already a big challenge. Companies in the EU report difficulties in finding workers with the necessary skills, while only around 1/3 of adults undertake training on a regular basis. I have a major worry. We have in Europe still about 8 million young people. 8 million young people. This is more or less 4 times the population of the Basque Country that are nowhere, that are not in education, not in training, not in a job. This is a terrible loss of talents, of energy, of capacity, and we cannot accept this situation. We have to make sure that these millions of young people find a way to the labor market, to become members of our economy, full-fledged members of our economy, with their contribution and helping them to discover their talents. Because we discussed it yesterday evening, everybody has talents. Sometimes these talents are just not really valued or really discovered. And I think here, obviously, that is a very good way, a very flexible way to open doors to those who perhaps have not yet found the right door to enter fully into labor market, but in some way into society. Next year, as the European Commission President has announced, we will have the European Year of Skills to give a fresh impetus to investment on skills and strengthen the implementation of innovative skills policies. This is an absolute prerogative for Europe to master the green and digital transitions and to ensure our global competitiveness. This year of skills, next year, will drive forward the comprehensive vision for skills as presented in 2020 European Skills Agenda. And an important building block will certainly be a well-deserved spotlight on vocational education and training. Vocational education and training has long been part of the EU's skills policies. More recently, the Centers of Vocational Excellence, COVES, have become a core component of this policy. Until 2027, the EU will finance more than 100 centers of vocational excellence with Erasmus Plus funding of 400 million. And we just heard the ambition of the Spanish government to create more centers of excellence in Spain, following, by the way, a very important reform of vocational training in this country. Yet, many more are being established all over the world with the objective of modernizing VET systems based on the same concept developed in Europe, while being funded by different private and public resources. COVES operate in local contexts, creating skills ecosystems for innovation, regional development, and social inclusion. At the same time, they also reach out globally, working with COVES in other countries through international collaborative networks. And I would just open a bracket saying that especially our friends on the other side of the Mediterranean, our partners of the other side of the Mediterranean, with a huge number of young people, we have a common responsibility to give them the right training, to give them the right education, and allow them to get the right jobs. I think this is a common interest of Europe, to work together with our friends, especially in Africa, but especially in our neighbors on the other side of the Mediterranean. The Basque Country is setting the standard on vocational excellence. Most of the Basque VET centers can be considered centers of vocational excellence as they follow the approach. They are centered on learners, they provide multiple services in addition to initial training, they are aligned with regional innovation and smart specialization strategies. And finally, they partner with key agents at both regional as well as international level. This joined-up approach is reflected in this conference, where representatives from governments, training providers, and companies will showcase best practices and what can be learned from each other and where to go next together. This conference as a platform for learning and exchange on innovative VET practices. And finally, we are in a period also of deep technological transformation. Technology is now everywhere. Digitalization is everywhere, in all professions, in all sectors. And here VET is also the right response to bring people in this technological background, to give everybody the right digital skills they need to continue their job or just to switch from one job to another. And this is, finally, I consider this meeting as a real kickstart into the European Year of Skills 2023. And again, thank you very much to the Basque Country, thank you to Spain for organizing this conference, this forum, which brings us together and which opens a new perspective for excellence of the VET procedures. Thank you.